Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and yes, today what we're going to do is go over a session of thoughts from the vault because I feel like we need to do this, right? In regards to entitlement from gamers, in regards to what people truly feel about the latest PlayStation State of Play that did happen recently. By the time that you're probably watching this, Summer Games Fest has gone on or has already gone through, so we'll have to have a recap of that as well. But I want to go over some things here in regards to the State of Play, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so like I was saying, what I'm going to do ultimately is by the end of this too, when I'm done with this whole thesis, this whole project here, this whole synopsis really, I'll give you my final view of it, give it a little ranking at the end there, so feel free to stick around for that as well. But let's start off what happened with the State of Play. Did we think it was good overall? Did most gamers think it was good overall, or did it fall flat? Did it live up to the hype, if you will? And really, it's just kind of all over the board. Now, if you're on social media, it seems like there's a large group, again, you know, obviously attributed to the PC fan base and the Xbox fan base, kind of just hating for some reason, even though a decent chunk of these games are available on PC and Xbox as well, mind you. But again, a lot of these folks are stating that this was kind of an underwhelming State of Play. So as we go through here, what I just want to preface here as well is if you've been a PlayStation fan since day one, the OG PlayStation, there's a lot to take in here. There's a lot to adore and love and be excited about, right? And this is not corporate bootlicking. This is just true, and I'll explain. Let's start off quickly. I'm going to show just a couple things popping up here in regards to Twisted Metal 3 and 4. We recently, not too long ago, finally got added to the classic catalog Twisted Metal 1 and 2. I thought that was amazing. I didn't know the next time I'd be playing these games, let alone playing them with a trophy list, because I do love my trophies if they're obtainable and I can do it and it's fun and all that. So I thought that was a nice surprise. They're doing a great job with these trophy catalogs, Legend or Dragoon, stuff like that. I mean, you name it. I can go through an entire list, but the fact that we're getting, Myst, Riven, Twisted Metal 3 and 4, etc., another Deus Ex on there. Guys, that's amazing. Now, if you're newer, maybe you're just graduated or something from school, you didn't grow up with PlayStation 1, you're not going to see the power behind this. You're not going to see the nostalgia, the fact that a lot of us around my age group, if not a little bit older or a little bit younger, are going to be wanting this stuff that is big for them, that is a huge win. You don't have to sub to the subscription fee to pay PlayStation Plus Extra Premium, all that stuff. You can buy these games. You don't have to sub to this stuff, right? Just wanted to state that was huge. That was huge alone for me. I thought that was great. Put a smile on my face. But let's real quickly, before we go over the odds and ends here, let's just real quickly recap what was announced, right? We had Astrobot with 5 new levels coming out this July. More additional free new levels. This game is a gem. This is a charming game. This game is amazing. I platted it. I thought it was a blast. The Christmas levels and the extra hard levels and the challenge levels and all that has been phenomenal. This whole game has just been a blast. And we're getting another 5 levels added. You can now pick this game up pretty much on a decent sale often. This game is basically PlayStation's Mario Odyssey. It really, really is. And there's just so much homage to it. It plays amazing. I'm not going to keep glazing over this game. It's amazing, but let's keep going over. I said a quick recap. Then, of course, we get another indie game, Baby Steps, right? We've had that before. Indie games are going to be thrown in there. This isn't to wow anybody over. This isn't to win or sell software. This is just in there. Hey, if you have it, you want to check out this whimsical game, here you go. Not a big deal, right? You continue going over. We had Bloodstained, which looks phenomenal. I think this is a great 2D platforming action game. I think this is great. I think it's going to have some great difficulty spikes to it, of course, but it's also going to be good, and it's going to test your skills and stuff like that. It looked really good. I think that's another W. Karen, right? I heard some feedback from the demo right now that the frame rate and stuff isn't that great. Hopefully they do fix it, but it is another VR game. VR's not left in the dust. I'm really glad that we get a lot of support, whether it be third-party rather than the first party. I'd rather see first party as well, but we know how that works with development costs and all that and so on. But there's a lot of stuff here. They're not leaving the VR system on the shelf to collect dust, folks. There's plenty of offerings weekly for your PSVR 2. Keep that in mind. So I think that's a W as a whole. We get a little teaser, a little bit more of a trailer from Digimon Digimon Story Time Stranger, rather. The release date trailer and all that. I think it looks good. They're making new steps towards it. I'd rather they do something a little different with Digimon, from the Harken of the PS1 days, right? The more turn-based stuff there, or just change it up all the way altogether, right? And I know this is turn-based still, but it's still a little wonky. I don't care for what they're doing it with the Cyber Sleuth and all that. I keep trying. I'm a huge Digimon fan, but it's just not it, right? But still, it's something there. Hopefully it's better. I'll look into it. I'll keep my eyes peeled. I think that's a whatever, right? I'm also very excited for Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, right? Another entry. We weren't sure what was going on here. We're getting another entry. I think this is a fantastic series. Another big W, in my opinion. If you guys haven't checked this game out, please do so. We continue on. Hello. One of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered. Yes, been long rumored, finally announced. This is coming again to all platforms. So everybody should be happy about this. If we grew up with this game, if you haven't tried it yet, go try it out yet. I did end up wanting to get the collector's edition of this because it's on my Mount Rushmore of games. I think it's at least in my top 10, if not top 5 of all-time favorite games ever. Very special to me, near and dear. Can't wait to check this out. Huge W right here, folks. So why are we on the downslope at this point even, right? But let's keep going, right? We also get just a quick hype trailer that we're getting a deep dive from Ghost of Yotei, right? Looks really good right there. You could just feel and ooze that atmosphere that it's going to be bringing. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. I can't wait to check out more this July. Huge W, right? Hirogami, another indie type of game. Not going to float everybody's boat. It's there. I didn't think it looked awful. Not a big deal, right? We continue moving on. First Light, another new, or I shouldn't say another, but finally a new 007 game, different type of protagonist of what James Bond looks like, stuff like that, right? So it has been announced this time there's going to be PS5 Pro enhancements to this game, ray tracing, frames, all that stuff that would come with the PS5 Pro's power. So that's really something to look forward to as well. I think it'd be great from the folks basically kind of behind Hitman, right? So I think that's a W right there. And hello, why are we quiet about Luminous, right? Luminous Arise. This game was such a gem on the PS Vita, right? This game was such a gem. Everybody loved it. Been asking, clamoring for some sort of a sequel, all that sort of stuff. And here we finally have it. And we're not hearing enough hype behind this game. This game is amazing. This is from the folks also that has worked on Tetris Effect and stuff. And Tetris Effect was phenomenal as well. If you like that stuff, I understand not every genre of these games being announced is for you, but I can at least take a step back, just like I'm not a huge Souls-like fan. I'm very happy for anybody that gets the next Elden Ring, sequel. You get Night Rain, you get, if there was a Bloodborne 2, if there was Dark Souls 4, something like that, right? I'm happy for people, and I understand the hype behind it, and I'm very happy for folks. Even though it's not my cup of tea, I get it. It's a big deal, right? This is what I'm saying. Even though Luminous may not be right down my alley, I think this is huge W right here, especially for those that were big fans of it. And they did leave off, and there's more, of course, but they did leave off, I should say this to the end, but they did have Token, however you want to pronounce that. I'm not sure how you state it. Fighting Souls. This is the announcement trailer, a new Marvel fighting game. Almost in a way a successor to Marvel vs. Capcom, but this is purely Marvel at this point in time, and from the studios of Arc, they had their hands in the Guilty Gear series, so the quality is going to be there. The hype behind this is phenomenal. They released, before this game was even announced in the same state of play, a new fight stick, so obviously Sony does have ownership in EVO, which is the fighting game community and tournaments and all that stuff. This is absolutely huge. This game looks phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. As a matter of fact, let me play a little quick trailer here.
What? What the fuck? Wait. What? What? Arc system works! Wait a...
君のことは親友だと思っているが、やるしかないようだ
Captain
な。
America shield? Wait, what
エベラ
the...
ニウムのシールドだ
Wait!
けでは
Wait
私
a
のアーマーには
minute!
勝てないぞ
Captain America shield arc system works! Marvel Games, what is happening?
本気でやるぞ。くらえ。くらえ。おい、頼むよ。返してみせろ。
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
君のことは親友だと思っているが、やるしかないようだな。
エベラニウムのシールドだけでは
Oh
私のアー
my...
マーには勝てない
What?
ぞ
No fucking way.
本気でやるぞ。
Oh! 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 Fuck!
This guy's Arc System.
What? What?
君のことは親友だと思っているが、やるしかないようだな。
エベラニウムのシールドだけ
Wait
で
a minute.
私のアーマーには勝てないぞ
No, wait.
Marvel vs. Capcom 4.
Okay, you're coping. And we all know it's gonna be Marvel versus Arxis, right? Haha.
Oh, there's more. Huh? Wait,
What?
what?
What? What?
What?
What?
What?
What? It's Marvel versus... I told you guys! Marvel versus Cap... Dude, what did I say? Did someone clip that? Did someone clip that? Marvel vs. Capcom is dead! Marvel vs. Capcom is dead! It's dead! What? What? Marvel vs. Capcom is dead!
So as you can see, I mean, this is huge for a lot of folks. This is, nobody knew this was coming. No rumors broke, no leaks broke about this game. This was kept under wraps completely. I still have people out there being like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's a huge deal. It may not be for you. This is a huge deal. I'm not the biggest fighting game fan nowadays, but I will be getting this day one because I am a huge, Marvel fan. We talk about this all the time, a huge Marvel Rivals player. But this game is going to be super, super special. It just oozes attitude, personality, art, all that stuff and above. And you know this is going to be a phenomenal game. So just wanted to share that with you too. This is the biggest W of the showcase personally, aside from Yote, of course. Then they showed some more on Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, Delta, right? I'm also very excited for this because my favorite Metal Gear is number 3 next to Metal Gear 4. Would love to see 4 as well. Hopefully we get that at some point in the future, not too far off, but very excited to play through this game. It's going to have a lot of great stuff here. Cannot wait to go through this with it being basically a remake, right? So huge W again. I know we've seen trailers, but this showed even more. It just looks so good. It looks so good. And then, of course, we get the Mortal Kombat collection. I mean, who doesn't like Mortal Kombat? Now you have the collection, Legacy Collection, that's going to have everything of all the Mortal Kombat fighting games, all the ones of old, from the Game Boy to, all that stuff, right? Why is this a now? This is huge. And again, on all platforms, this is a big deal. For those Mortal Kombat fans, I'm not the biggest Mortal Kombat fan, but I might dive into this. I think there's something for everybody in this showcase and then some. But I think that's a huge W right there, right? Then you, of course, get another 2D action side-scrolling game, right? Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound, right? Available July 31st. I think that's a W for those that like it. Again, not my cup of tea for the difficulty level of, Ninja Gaiden and stuff like that. But here we are. But still, I think that's a W in a lot of books, right? And I can respect that. Neo 3 looks phenomenal, right? A lot of fans of Neo 1 and 2, they said they did great jobs with those. I did play those a little bit. I thought they were great. I like more of the fast-pacedness as opposed to the Souls-like games, so more up my alley when we're talking about Souls-like in a way. But Neo 3 looks fantastic. The demo is out. Go check that out. That's another W, right? And then PS Plus going over stuff, some more, right? Discounts and other games added to the catalog. That's big. Pragmata made its debut again in a way, and saying it's not gone, forgotten, dead, a lost project, all that stuff. So that's good to know. I think that's going to be a special game as well. Huge W there, right? And as we continue on, you have Romeo is a Dead Man. I think that looks promising. We'll see how that works out. But I think, again, the art style, the personality, all that stuff, I think it looks good. Is it like the best thing in the showcase? No, but still a good announcement. I enjoy that, right? And then, of course, we have Sea of Remnants. This ended up being some sort of a free-to-play. I think it's going to be a better play, possibly, with Sea. I think it has potential to be better than even Sea of Thieves, in my opinion. I found Sea of Thieves very boring, so hopefully this adds some more flair and actually some more fun to it. Maybe a controversial take, but I really did not click with Sea of Thieves, so something hopefully happens here, right? And then, of course, Silent Hill F, more extended footage of that. I think this looks better and better the more that's shown off for it. I think this looks great. It looks scary. It looks good. It looks intense. Another W, right? And then, of course, we get Sword of the Sea from the folks behind Journey and et cetera, et cetera. May not be up everybody's alley. Again, they're going to throw these, indie games out there. This is going to be part of the PlayStation Plus catalog lineup, so if you already are subscribed, you can check it out. So there you go. I don't see that as a negative. We do get a new Thief game. This is a new Thief game, and it is VR. So why is this an L? This is another W, in my opinion. That's great to revisit the Thief world, right? The universe there with Thief. And what better way than in VR, right? So Tides of Tomorrow, I think that looked just fine. I think that looked unique and different and stuff like that. But anyways, just as quick as I could recap and give you some reasons behind why I think this is all good as a whole. I mean, this is the best state of play that we've seen, folks, in a long time, especially during the PS5 generation. Hello. Do I think we still need and deserve a PlayStation showcase? Absolutely. Yes, we do. And hopefully we receive that this year. There are some hard rumors that will in fact happen, but again, take that with a grain of salt because I haven't had any of my quote insiders and people that I'm around tell me one way 100% or not, but it is leaning towards that way, so hopefully we do. But as a state of play, this is one of the best state of plays I've ever seen. Like I said, the hype was there. Yes, we'd want to see some more titles and stuff like that. Like I said, at the time of this recording, Summer's Game Fest has not happened, so we'll see what other trailers might be dropping there. We'll see if they're saving games for the showcase. Guys, this is not everything that they're working on. This is not everything they're working on. There's a lot to unpack from the state of play. I thought it was phenomenal. They quoted 40 minutes of runtime. This was well over 40 minutes, I think around 50 minutes or so. So that was nice to have. Maybe they changed something up last minute and added some stuff. I don't know. But regardless, more games, more quality games. I think this all looks good. I don't see any L's here, guys. I don't see any L's. You don't have to like games like Baby Steps and stuff like that, right? There's something for everybody. And if you didn't like something here, you're just being a negative Nancy. You're being a hater for no reason, or you're being a biased fanboy and you're part of some other platform. And again, even if you are, most of these games are coming to your platform. So why are we upset about that? Even the Marvel fighting game is coming to PC. So the ones really salty about that, again, are probably going to be Xbox fanboys. But the fact I've even seen some PlayStation fans get really upset at the state of play, lackluster, mid, even some of the PlayStation talking heads, yes, are sitting there, oh, I give it a 6 out of 10. Out of 10, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. I'm sorry. I'm not saying everybody has to love everything, and not everything in here is for you. But if you truly give this anything less than a 7 out of 10, you're not a gamer. You're a casual, and that's fine. But don't think that that opinion weighs heavily on these games as a whole, because all of these games as a whole, again, is something for everybody. It oozes quality, there's a lot of hype behind this stuff, and we have release dates, we have time frames, we have good looks at these. I mean, this is just really fantastic. Personally, for me, because we get Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered, we got the Twisted Metal 3 and 4, Ghost of Yotei Deep Look coming in July, obviously the Marvel fighting game, etc., for me, easily a 9 out of 10. It's going to be rare if someone's just throwing out 10s, right? People threw out 10s for the last Xbox showcase, and all those games are heading to other platforms. All those games, not everything hit. You know, South of Midnight and stuff, like, really that, you know, not that it's a bad game, but that's going to raise it to a 10. People have divided aspects right now on Doom Dark Ages, stuff like that. Like, but at that time, it was all hype, 10 out of 10, right? this is easily a 9 out of 10. But again, you don't have to feel the way I do in regards to 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, whatever. But I think you should be realistic. Take a step back and be like, is this below a 7 out of 10 as a whole? Taking a step back, sleeping on it. That's why I wanted it to seep in. Was I overhyped yesterday? I wanted to be like, was I just blown away in the moment? Am I going to feel that way the next day or so? I wanted to sleep on it, take more the next day and stuff like that to really think and ponder, look back at these games, re-look at those trailers, stuff like that, and really get a feel of what's going on. But ultimately, what I want to kind of finish up here is stating that, yeah, a lot of gamers either are just being negative Nancy's, haters for no reason, and they just love to look at the negativity of this. And, it's hard to separate. If this is coming from troll accounts, it's hard to separate from people if they're being entitled. And I think a lot of gamers feel entitled, and I don't understand why, because these games are coming out. They're saying there's not enough games coming out. There's not enough new IPs coming out. Where's the Japanese scene at? All this stuff. Well, here it is, man. Here it is. And we're still whining. I had some other high level accounts like Synth Potato and stuff like that chiming in. That was the most mid state of play ever. Are you serious? Dude, you could give this guy GTA 7, the next Cyberpunk, Witcher 5. You could give him all these heavy hitters and drop them in one showcase or state of play or whatever, and they're still going to find something to bitch about. And that's what they do. That's what they do for engagement, for grifting and stuff like that. I'm just being honest, guys. And again, I'm not asking you to be like giving this a 9 or a 10 in your opinion, or even an 8. But I think we should be reflective and be like, that was a solid showcase. Not every game may not be for me, but I can understand that these games are really special to a lot of gamers out there. I can see that being a 7 out of 10. I think if we're looking at a 6 or below and people truly feel that way, or if we're grading it from an A, B, C, or D and you're giving it a C or below, what are we doing? Like, where's the opinion coming from? Are you mainly a COD and FIFA player every year, and that's the only 2 games you play? Is that what we're doing? And you're giving your opinion at that point? Are your expectations unrealistic? Are you looking for Kingdom Hearts 4 dropped? I was looking for Wolverine. I am still disappointed. Huge Marvel fan. Hello. Still not seeing Wolverine, but I understand the turmoil behind the scenes and why this has been delayed, pushed out, this and that, probably changed up a lot at this point. I don't know. But yes, do I want to see more? Yeah, but I also take that step back and understand, and I'm not giving excuses, but there's no real L's here. Not every indie game, again, is going to hit the note for everybody. I understand that. It doesn't hit the notes for me. It's not like, yeah, did you guys see Baby Steps? It's a little cringe to me when one of the presenters comes out and he's like, I was having so much fun with this game that I was laughing so hard I almost barfed. Like, what are we doing? That was really cringe. Even at my age, I'm like, bro, that's kind of cringe. But again, I can take a step back and understand maybe that game is for certain people. I might mess around with it at some point. Is it something I'm looking forward to over Ghost of Yotei? No. But regardless, there's still great new IPs. There's still great games. And these games are coming to a lot of platforms too. There's nothing to be upset about. And if you want to play a game that's not on your platform, then I suggest you invest in a certain platform that has most of these games that you want to play. That being said, I will end that rant, but just wanted to share my opinions and thoughts and everything like that too, for that introspective look, right? And just kind of maybe shed some light on the whole situation for those naysayers about this being a mid state of play. I think that's insane. I will happily, and everybody's like, oh, you're defending everything PlayStation. No, I will happily admit there's been plenty of past state of plays, even as of recent, the past few, that had been very lackluster, and I came away like, nah, I'm not really happy about that. It was mid. I'll call it mid. It was mid, if not borderline bad or underwhelming or whatever, right? I will happily admit that. But this was a return to form in a lot of ways, guys. So that being said, we will wrap up this video. I appreciate everybody's support. So if you do like the video, thank you so much. That helps out the algorithm. Would love to hear from you. The comments do help out as well. Plus, I do love to hear what you all have to say and would like to hear your thoughts about this as well. Of course, if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. If you want more of the truth, you want more honesty, thoughts and salty batch files and all that stuff, definitely subscribe. Help me out, a small content creator like myself. We are definitely on our way to the 3,500 sub goal. Thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and we'll see you next time on the next Xvault gaming video. And until then, take care.